I was helping my 65-year-old mom put on her pants. She peered into her closet, and I knew what was coming. "What am I going to wear to the wedding?" she asked. I sighed. The day's routine had started with oatmeal, Dr. Phil, then the bathroom. So after feeding, toileting, and showering my mother, I was getting her dressed when I said for the 20th time in as many days, "You already went to that wedding, Mom." The average age of onset for frontotemporal degeneration is between 40 and 60. My mom was diagnosed at 60. We learned then that FTD is a progressive disease with no cure. What we didn't learn was how to care for her, so we stumbled through it. My dad, who'd been with my mother since he asked her to the junior prom, created euphemisms to describe her symptoms. When she'd freeze in the middle of brushing her teeth or getting dressed, he'd ask, "Are you on pause again, Kath?" My sister sang her the Hokey Pokey to help her get her pants on. "You put your right foot in." Despite her decline, sometimes we even laughed, like when she yelled, "It's Santa Claus," every time the neighborhood bearded guy bicycled by. My Scrabble-playing, Oxford English Dictionary-owning librarian mom, who married my father because he made her laugh, valued sense of humor and love of language. So it seems right that these qualities would help us care and cope. I'm proud of how we cared for her, but there are moments I wish I could do over. I learned about using the first rule of improv, yes, and with dementia patients from an episode of This American Life. Take 2. What am I going to wear to the wedding? Yes, you should try on some outfits, and then we can pick out your jewelry. Yes, and seems so simple, but it belies the emotional labor of being present with a loved one with dementia. It can feel dishonest. Worse, giving over can feel like giving up. Before FTD, my mom embodied competence. The eldest of 7, the first in her family to go to college, working mom of 3, and hostess with the mostess. When you live by the beach, there are always crowds to feed. After FTD, she started doing things that I can only describe as unmom. Interrupting people, dominating conversations, speeding, drinking and eating everything in sight, throwing parties without food, letting her tidy school library fall into disarray. Every time unmom appeared, I felt like a child on the high end of a seesaw when the other person unexpectedly hops off. As a mom now, I understand that good caretaking isn't always intuitive. Often we must resist our instincts, like leaving our wailing child at preschool. With my mom, my instinct was to hold on tight by keeping her grounded in reality. The kinder thing to do would have been to join my mother in her world, to discover joyful anticipation in an imaginary future with a wedding always on the horizon.